Hey everyone, welcome to Insider Travel. My name is Reese. Today, I want to dive into something that's been bothering me for a while. The harsh reality of living in Canada as a young adult. And trust me, it's not the rosy picture it's often painted to be. Now obviously, we are comparing to other G7 countries and Western countries. First off, let's talk about the weather. Sure, Canada is known for its beautiful landscapes, but realistically, we get about 4 months of good weather a year. The rest? Freezing cold winters that make daily life a challenge. But more importantly, all of your hours outside of work are completely dark. Now, homelessness. Can you believe that the homeless rate in Canada has skyrocketed over the past decade? In cities like Toronto and Vancouver, young people can't afford rent, let alone buy a home. Homelessness isn't just an issue for the old. It's hitting the young hard, too. Speaking of affordability, let's talk about starting a family. More and more young Canadians are opting out of parenthood. Why? Because the cost of living is outpacing wage increases. Inflation is rising at an alarming rate, nearly doubling while wages remain stagnant. It's like we're running a race we can never win. And what about education? The so-called path to a better future is riddled with pitfalls. Many young adults are falling into massive debt due to fraudulent schooling practices. The average Canadian student graduates with over $26,000 in debt. That's a heavy burden right out of the gate. Debt is becoming the norm, not the exception. And it's not just student loans. Credit card debt, personal loans, you name it. It's a vicious cycle that's incredibly hard to break. Mental health is another crisis point. Did you know Canada has some of the highest suicide rates in the world? For young adults, the pressures of financial instability, job insecurity, and social isolation are often too much to bear. It's heartbreaking. Families are struggling like never before. Many need 2, 3, even 4 jobs just to stay afloat. This leaves children to be raised by the streets and the government. It's a brutal reality that many don't want to talk about. Consumerism has its grips on our generation. Everywhere you look, there's pressure to buy more, own more, be more. But at what cost? Divorce rates and broken homes are almost everywhere you turn. So, what's the takeaway here? Living in Canada as a young adult is filled with challenges that are often swept under the rug. From financial strain to mental health crises, the harsh reality is something we need to address head-on. Thanks for listening, and let's keep the conversation going. If you're feeling the weight of these issues, you're not alone. Reach out, talk about it, and let's work towards a better future together. Stay strong, everyone. Until next time.